Yo, and welcome back to Dan Escapes. Before I start, I just wanted to say please do not attempt what I'm about to do, because I've trained in rope work and climbing, so I am competent enough to do this myself and safely. So we're still currently in a weird limbo where it's a lockdown slash stay at home, stay safe, you know, all this. I don't know what's going on. It's all a bit up in the air. I think people think it's completely relaxed. I still think there's a risk that the virus is gonna be around, so I'm trying to stay at home as much as possible still. So one thing I am missing is going out and climbing in the great outdoors. You know, I really enjoyed abseiling, so I wanted to see if I could build one at home. So the only place I can think where I could abseil inside is this stairwell here, as you can see. All right, so this is my box of climbing gear. So first things first, I'm gonna need a harness. On here I've got a belay device, which is gonna help me abseil. I'm thinking I'm gonna use the couch and put loads of weights on it to try and stop it from moving and hold my weight basically. So I might put a sling around it with a locking screw gate carabiner. This is another important piece of equipment. It's called a prusik, and it basically will, if I accidentally hit myself and I go unconscious, it will stop me from falling down to the end of the rope. And that's why you need one of these when you're abseiling. So I've got some big and pretty hefty slings. Might be able to use these instead. Cool. These are all my cams and nuts. Basically these go into parallel cracks, and as you can see they expand, and when you pull it's expanded, so it will hold you in place. They say it can hold a car. Got a number of slings. This one seems to be a bit thicker, and then got some screw gate carabiners and a prusik loop and my harness. And these are my ropes that I'm going to be using. I don't know which one. I might use this one. This is my indoor climbing rope. It's pretty hefty. Ideally when you're abseiling, you want to use a static rope. This is dynamic, so it's stretchy, so if you fall off the mountain, you're not just thudding. It's got a bit of give to it to kind of ease you in. When you're abseiling, you kind of want to use a static rope so you haven't got that bounce, but unfortunately I don't have any static ropes. So all right, so here's my setup. I've got 3 slings, 4th as a backup on the scaffolding pole at the back. These 2 are wrapped around the chair, well, the chaise long bit of the chair, so hopefully, because I'll be pulling in this direction, it'll be pulling against the wall and then up against the door frame. As you can see, I've done 2 separate carabiners for the grey sling and the red sling, and got them opposite sides and checked everything that they're locked. This one is where my rope's gonna feed through. I've got this sling attached to the scaffolding as a backup, and these are 2 attached to both those slings there. And again, that's locked. All right, now I'm gonna put my harness on, check that there's no like folds in any of the structure. So I'm gonna step my legs in. Make sure these go around. I always leave these kind of loose. They're never really tight. They're just to hold in place. The way you really want tight is around the waist. Ideally, you don't want to get your fist through that. Like, see, I can't fit my fist. So now I'm all tightened up. Just checking to make sure this harness is all good on. So I've got my belay device. Just gonna clip it there. So as we're doing a single rope abseil first, I'm gonna tie a stopper knot in the end, just to make sure that if you do get to the end of the rope, you're not gonna fall off and hurt yourself or potentially die. I always think it's important, even if you think you have enough rope, to always put a stopper knot in, just in case. So now we've got to figure out what knot we want to tie into this carabiner here to secure the rope. You can do a clove hitch, that would probably be the easiest. You know, you come around there like that, and that's like a self-tightening rope. We could do that actually. Let's do a clove hitch. There's other ones, you could probably do a figure of 8. So that'll tighten in like that. And then again, I want to do a stopper knot just in case that loosens up. So we've got a clove hitch, which is an automatic tightening knot there. And then we've got a stopper knot so that doesn't come through. All right, so I've put a bunch of weights in front of the couch. I was debating whether to put it on top or below, so I decided here because I figured that will stop it from moving. I think we've got over 80 kilograms worth of weights here, so that's definitely a lot heavier than me. So I've got my helmet on, safety first. So I'm gonna throw my rope over here, and I'm really hoping this banister holds me. I feel like it will. And before you throw your rope over for an abseil, you shout, "Rope below!" And hopefully people know below a rope is gonna be thrown down. So there we go. So you're gonna pinch the rope, put it through, and then clip that into there, like that. So yeah, there's just various techniques. I'm just thinking what's the easiest one to do right now. So you kind of wrap it around that, and that will create a bite. You can do as many loops. I think the more you do, the more it's gonna bite onto the rope. So see, when you pull down, it slides, but then when it pulls up, it's gripping hold of the rope, so stopping you from falling down further. So I'm kind of balancing here. It's holding my weight, I think. So yeah, let's give it a go. I've got no hands. My feet are just resting here. I'm sitting in my harness and it's holding me, I hope. So I'm pulling back on the Prusik loop. I don't know if you can see it from that angle, but pulling down to release some rope through. So yeah, that's as sketchy as man. Yeah, there we go. I'm abseiling in my house. And I made it to the bottom safely. So it seems to be holding me here. Ah, no hands, as you can see. All right, let's go down to the side. Oh. I'm really hoping this banister holds. But yeah, this is pretty good so far. Second run. Woo! See, I'm now down at the bottom. Before I sign off, if you want to get into climbing, try and find a local bouldering gym near you. Start learning there, learn how to climb, make sure you're good with heights first. Then you can progress into doing roped climbing indoors. There's loads of places that offer that, and do courses in that. I recommend learning from a good instructor. Then start looking to climb outdoors, and definitely worth looking at a good instructor who can teach you either sport climbing outdoors or trad climbing. I learned trad climbing because I just wanted to go into wild places. So yeah, that's it for today's episode. Hopefully nothing breaks and I just land on the floor right now because I'm in the prime position to hurt myself. But if you enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about climbing, then comment below. And I shall see you in the next one. Let's go.